And Karen, I'm actually curious to hear from you, because I know that you had a marketing person that you absolutely loved. Like, what about her made her so successful in her role?
Yeah, she was incredible. I think the thing that made her successful is A, she was super organized, but B, she looked at things from a different lens. She looked at it from the consumer perspective, and she was a very different type of personality that perhaps our clients were. So she gave a different perspective. And I loved that she always brought an alternative perspective from what about this client? Like I'm actually this person. So we need to think about this type of person, that type of person, and not just, and I think as owners, we get stuck on a very narrow focus. So she brought that different perspective of a bigger picture and a different way of presenting things that I never thought of. And I would highly encourage that if you are looking for somebody, that is a very valuable trait. You don't want somebody that thinks exactly like you. You actually want somebody who thinks differently, to bring a different perspective. So that was probably the number one thing. The number two thing was that she was very organized. She was very block and batch. She had everything planned out. So she was that type of personality, because I think with marketing, you need to have a big vision and also a big plan. So it's not just day to day, but you can actually structure your day. Otherwise, I feel like people get overwhelmed with that a lot. I think the third thing was that we had very regular, consistent, constant meetings.
Yeah, and it's so surprising to me when people join the program, they don't have a scoreboard for marketing. They don't have a content calendar. They don't have like a weekly set meeting where they're the ones telling the clinic owner what needs to happen in the next week. Like, they don't have any of that set up. They're just going week to week, posting on Instagram. And that's kind of like the extent of it. So I think, yeah, like just having those basic foundational structures in place, like a scoreboard, like a content calendar. Like our first session in the course is literally about what do you do when you don't have assessments next week, as like from the marketing department, because it starts with the marketing department, right? So Sanjeev and I in that first class literally talk about like 50 things to do when you don't have assessments for the next week. Because that's the thing you have to be focusing on. It's not like putting together this post for Instagram. It's like starting, at the foundation.